Josiah made the Passover sacrifice in Jerusalem to the Lord, and they slaughtered the Passover sacrifice on the 14th day of the first month, and he stationed the priests on their watches, and he encouraged them to the service of the house of the Lord. And he said to the Levites, who taught all Israel who were holy to the Lord, place the holy ark in the house of Solomon the son of David, the king of Israel. Built, you have no burden on the shoulders now. Serve the Lord your God and his people Israel, and prepare yourselves for your father's houses according to your divisions, according to the writing of David, king of Israel, and according to the writing of Solomon his son. And stand in the sanctuary according to the divisions of the fathers' houses of your brethren, the members of the people, and let there be for each a division of the fathers' houses of the Levites. And slaughter the Passover sacrifice, and sanctify yourselves, and prepare your brethren to do according to the word of the Lord by the hand of Moses. And Josiah separated for the members of the people small cattle, lambs, and young goats, all for the Passover sacrifices for all that were present, for the number of 30,000, and large cattle 3,000. These were from the king's property. And his officers separated for the people, for the priests and for the Levites, Hilkiah, Zechariah, and Jehiel. The rulers of the house of God gave the priests for the Passover sacrifices 2,600 small cattle, large cattle 300. And Chonaniah and Shemaiah and Nathanael his brethren, and Hashabiah the chiefs of the Levites separated for the Levites for the Passover sacrifices 5,000 small cattle, 500 large cattle. And the service was established, and the priests stood in their place, and the Levites in their divisions, according to the command of the king, and they slaughtered the Passover sacrifice, and the priests sprinkled with their hand, and the Levites were slain. And they removed the burnt offerings to give them to the divisions of the fathers' houses of the members of the people to sacrifice to the Lord, as is written in the book of Moses, and so for the large cattle. And they cooked the Passover sacrifice with fire according to the law, and the hallowed things they cooked in pots and in cauldrons and pans, and carried them quickly to all the members of the people. Afterwards they prepared for themselves and for the priests, because the priests, the sons of Aaron, were engaged in offering up the burnt offerings and the fats until night, and the Levites prepared for themselves, and the priests, the sons of Aaron, and the singers, the sons of Asaph, were in their place according to the command of David, and Asaph, and Heman, and Jeduthun, and the king's seer, and the gate sentries for each gate. There was no need for them to depart from their service, for their brethren, the Levites, prepared for them. And the service of the Lord was well established on that day to perform the Passover sacrifice and to offer up burnt offerings on the altar of the Lord according to the command of King Josiah. The children of Israel who were present performed the Passover sacrifice at that time in the festival of Matzah 7 days. Such a Passover sacrifice had not been made in Israel since the days of Samuel the prophet, and neither did any of the kings of Israel make such a Passover as Josiah did. And the priests, the Levites, and all of Judah and Israel that were present, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, in the 18th year of the reign of Josiah, this Passover sacrifice was made. After all this, that Josiah had prepared the temple, Neco the king of Egypt went up to wage war in Carchemish on the Euphrates, and Josiah went forth toward him. And he sent messengers to him, saying, What have I to do with you, king of Judah? Not against you yourself do I go today, but to my place of war. And God said to hasten me, Desist from the God who is with me, and he will not destroy you. But Josiah did not turn his face away from him, but he disguised himself to wage war with him. He did not hearken to the words of Neco from the mouth of God, and he came to wage war in the valley of Megiddo. And the archers shot at King Josiah, and the king said to his servants, Take me away, for I am sorely stricken. And his servants took him away from the chariot, and they put him into his second chariot and brought him to Jerusalem. And he died and was buried in the graves of his forefathers. And all of Judah and Jerusalem were mourning for Josiah. Jeremiah lamented Josiah, and all the male and female singers spoke to Josiah in their lamentations until this day, and they made them a statute over Israel, and behold, they are written in the lamentations. The rest of the affairs of Josiah and his kind deeds, as are written in the law of the Lord, and his early and late affairs, behold, they are written in the book of the king of Israel and Judah.